What if everything society taught us about love is incomplete? What if love, real love, is not defined by the bedroom, not controlled by hormones, and not dependent on physical intimacy? What if the world has confused sex with connection, desire with devotion, and physical pleasure with emotional bonding? Today, we are stepping into one of the most controversial questions in modern relationships. Can you truly love someone without sex? And more importantly, does science agree? Love is often portrayed as passion, fireworks, lips touching, bodies entangled, and raw physical intensity. Movies show love scenes as the ultimate proof of devotion. Songs glorify desire as love's greatest expression. Society screams that sex is necessary, that without sex a relationship is weak, lifeless, incomplete, or unhealthy. But quietly, beneath cultural noise and media exaggeration, science, psychology, and real human experience tell a very different story. Love, in its purest form, may actually be far deeper, more complex, and far more extraordinary than what happens between two bodies. The human heart does not fall in love because of physical activity. It falls in love because of connection, trust, emotional safety, shared life, shared moments, vulnerability, compassion, laughter, resilience, sacrifice, and commitment. People fall in love through conversations at midnight, through support during difficult moments, through shared dreams and shared fears, through sitting together in silence, yet feeling completely understood, through the strength of being emotionally naked long before being physically intimate. The truth is powerful. Human bonding begins in the mind, not the bedroom. Science has shown that emotional closeness activates parts of the brain associated with empathy, memory, bonding, and trust. Love releases oxytocin, famously called the bonding hormone. But oxytocin is not only released during sex. It is released through hugs, through deep eye contact, through emotional reassurance, through meaningful presence. Neuroscientists explain that oxytocin strengthens emotional attachment, reduces fear, builds trust, and creates feelings of security. This means love can deepen, thrive, and stay strong without ever stepping into sexual intimacy. Humans are wired for connection, not merely sexual gratification. That is why friendships exist. That is why we love parents, siblings, children, mentors, community members, and lifelong friends without having sexual relationships with them. We love through loyalty. We love through understanding. We love through compassion. We love through the heart, not through sexual activity. The proof is everywhere in human experience. Think of elderly couples together for decades. Many of them reach a stage where sex is rare, perhaps non-existent due to age, health, or physical limitations. Yet these couples often describe their relationship as deeper, stronger, more loving, and more meaningful than ever before. They laugh together. They cook together. They hold hands walking slowly through life. They take care of each other through sickness. They carry memories and history that no physical act can replace. Their love is not fueled by lust. It is fueled by companionship, respect, and emotional devotion. That is not weakness. That is not emptiness. That is powerful, mature, evolved love. Science actually supports this. Studies in psychology and relationship research reveal that emotional intimacy is the strongest predictor of long-term relationship satisfaction. Trust, communication, mutual respect, ability to handle conflict, emotional security. These are what sustain love. Many couples with frequent sex but low emotional intimacy report dissatisfaction, instability, and emotional distance. Meanwhile, couples with strong emotional connection, even with minimal or no sexual activity, often report deeper fulfillment. Passion may ignite love, but connection sustains it. The idea that sex is required for happiness is largely cultural conditioning. In many traditions around the world, love and marriage were never centered primarily on sex. They were centered on companionship, partnership, shared purpose, building families, building futures, supporting one another, and spiritual unity. In some cultures, couples married and deeply bonded emotionally before ever becoming intimate. Some took long periods before sexual connection. Some remained celibate for health or spiritual reasons, and many still flourished. Even today, many people choose love without sex, and science recognizes them. Asexual individuals, for example, are fully capable of deep romantic love and lifelong commitment without sexual interest. They experience emotional love powerfully. They build families. They marry. They bond deeply. Their existence alone proves that love without sex is not only possible, but absolutely real. Even in romantic relationships where sex exists, love is rarely sustained by it. If sex alone defined love, then every passionate affair would last forever. Every sexually intense couple would remain happy. Yet countless relationships break, not because sex stopped, but because respect faded, trust broke, communication died, and emotional connection disappeared. Sex cannot compensate for emotional emptiness. It cannot heal betrayal. It cannot replace understanding. It cannot solve insecurity. It cannot fix disrespect. It cannot build trust. Only emotional connection can. True love is measured in how someone shows up for you emotionally. Do they care for your feelings? Do they protect your heart? Do they understand your silence? Do they stand with you when life becomes heavy? Do they comfort you when pain enters your life? Do they help you grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Do they inspire your best self? That is love. When someone says love cannot exist without sex, what they are truly saying is that love is shallow. They are reducing one of the deepest human experiences to a physical event. They underestimate the power of emotional bonding. They underestimate the soul. They underestimate the heart. Humans are not animals guided only by urges. Humans are emotional, intellectual, deeply conscious beings capable of profound emotional unity beyond physical expression. Furthermore, love exists beyond romantic relationships. The love between a mother and child is powerful, unconditional, life-changing, and deeply emotional without sex. The love between lifelong best friends is protective, loyal, sacrificial, and deeply meaningful without sex. The love between siblings who stand together through hardship is powerful, emotional, and eternal without sex. If sex defined love, these relationships would not exist. Yet they do. They flourish. They save lives. They heal hearts. Science confirms that emotional bonds trigger the same brain reward centers associated with love and happiness, even without sexual interaction. The brain experiences emotional connection as deeply fulfilling, calming, and rewarding. That is why a deep conversation can leave you glowing inside. That is why a long, comforting hug can heal pain. That is why emotional reassurance can reduce anxiety more than any physical intimacy. The nervous system responds profoundly to emotional safety. But what about romantic love specifically? Can romantic relationships survive without sex? The honest answer is that it depends on the individuals. For some couples, sex is an important expression of their love and plays a meaningful role in their connection. For others, emotional intimacy alone is more than enough. Love is not one size fits all. Every relationship has its own language. What matters is not whether sex exists or not, but whether both partners feel emotionally fulfilled, valued, understood, respected, and secure. There are couples who choose abstinence for personal values, spiritual reasons, or healing journeys, and their love remains strong. There are long-distance couples separated for months, sometimes years, with no sexual contact, yet deeply in love, bonded by communication, sacrifice, and devotion. There are couples where illness or disability removes sexual possibility, yet their love not only remains, but grows stronger. Why? Because love is not confined to flesh. Love lives in the soul. Love without sex is companionship. It is partnership. It is mutual care. It is emotional comfort. It is quiet mornings and peaceful evenings. It is shared dreams. It is whispered encouragement. It is holding hands not because you want something, but because you simply want to be close. It is choosing someone every day, not because of passion, but because of devotion. It is loving them for who they are, not for what they give you physically. Sex may enhance love for many couples, but it is not the foundation of love. The foundation is emotional connection. When sex is removed from love, whatever remains is the truth. If love collapses without sex, it was not love, it was dependence, lust, or convenience. But if love remains strong, gentle, loyal, compassionate, and committed, it was real love all along. The most fulfilling relationships are those where two souls connect beyond physical attraction. When someone loves your heart, your mind, your kindness, your dreams, your flaws, your strength, your vulnerability, your imperfections, your spirit, that love is powerful. That love is rare. That love lasts. Science recognizes it. Psychology supports it. Human experience proves it. Love without sex is not just possible. It is one of the purest forms of connection humanity can experience. So the answer is yes. You absolutely can love without sex. Many do. Many always have. Many always will. Because love is not defined by what happens in a moment. Love is defined by what continues through time. If you found this powerful, enlightening, and healing, stay with us on Love and Intimacy as we continue to explore the real truths about relationships, emotional bonding, human connection, and the science behind love. Because your heart deserves knowledge, your soul deserves clarity, and your love deserves to be understood in its purest, healthiest, and most meaningful form.